Hello, everybody.
Howdy do.
All right, welcome to the mic stand. Today is, of course, Sunday, March the 1st, 2026.
Mm.
Um, hopefully everybody's had a first good 2 months of the year, as we're, of course, 1/6 of the way through 2026. First 2 months down, 10 more to go. So
Wow.
hopefully everybody's having a good 2026 thus far, despite all the craziness going on in the world these days. Um, so of course tonight we're taking another trip down Comics History Lane,
Mm-hmm.
and we will be, of course, looking through books that went on sale from Dell Comics in August 1940. Before I go too much into detail on that,
Mm-hmm.
a friendly reminder, of course, everybody, if you haven't already, you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention that we talk about, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and we will try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. With
Mm-hmm.
that being said, for the moment, before we delve more into the material at hand, I'm going to hand it off to my co-host for the evening, Mr. Apex here, um, to let him do his shtick. You know the shtick, right? Promote any projects you're doing, promote your channel, this,
Mm-hmm.
that, and the next thing, right?
Of course, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Brett Cantrell, also known as Apex Comics. I'm celebrating 30 years of my independent publishing as from 1996. Originally, my company name was Apex Graphics, but I changed it to Apex Comics just so it sounds cool, I guess. So uh, I haven't not been consistently publishing between 30 years. I do it off and on whenever I either have the money or ideas set about to actually produce some comics. So um, anyway, so I'm celebrating 30 years of my independent comics publishing. So hooray, hooray. Plus, I have Fembat Volume 1 on Fund My Comic. I'll put the link in the chat real quick here, or I could put it in the private chat and you could probably put more like you could put it in there if you like to, Mike.
All right.
Just give me a moment. So, yes, I enjoy doing what I do inconsistently for 30 years, as you would say. Uh,
Well, isn't that the nature of any
yeah,
self-owned business though?
right.
Basically, sometimes you're gonna have some peaks and valleys because you're doing a lot of the stuff on your own, right?
Absolutely. I have no employees. I'm the only one for now, except when I hire a few artists for possibly a cover or any type of graphics work here and there. But that's that's your freelance or your contracting type work.
Right.
Oh, hold
But
on.
overall, of course, it's a self-run business, so you don't have any like
Absolutely.
regular employees that you have to worry about paying for or
No, thank
covering
goodness
or
I
anything like that.
can't
On the
afford.
one hand, that's good because that helps keep costs down. But then on the
Yeah,
other hand, that means that you're doing all the work on your own.
it's a tough job, but someone has to do it.
Right. Hmm.
Let me get my link for Fembat Volume 1 on Fund My Comic. One moment, I should have done this beginning, but here it is. Make sure I spell everything right. Yep, looks like I did. Here's the link, Mike. Go ahead and put that in the chat if you would, please.
All right.
So,
You're
yes.
saying it's a private. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it now.
Oh boy, it's been dry up in West Texas. We need some rain. Ladies and gentlemen, rain would be very nice. We had some rain, maybe a couple of weeks ago, but we need more. We need more rain. More. Yum, yum. Water is so good. Water the plants. Water your fields. Water in your well, etc., etc. Let's. I wonder what type of golden age treasures are about to partake.
Well, I'll let you know in a minute so that I can
Yes.
get this all done
Yes.
for you here.
But yes, we've been a bit of a hiatus with Rex Hex and Apex, of course. We'll be back in April on Hex Allen's channel, which is Quantum Comics, by the way. So there. Yes, there's the link right here, Fembat Volume 1. Come check it out. You'll love Fembat. Spent 3 years writing, excuse me, illustrating, inking, lettering, and, well, coloring the covers, at least on this book. And, yes, 56 pulse pounding black and white pages of superhero horror, action, intrigue, and comedy. You'll find it on Fun My Comic. And that's all I have for now. Thank you.
All right. So with that being said, let me talk about what's on tap for tonight. So as right now, we just recently, of course, started our trip down Comics History Lane in the year of August 1940.
Mm,
We're looking at the universe, the comic universe of Dell Comics.
yeah.
Of course, we got some milestone issues to touch upon before we get into the actual reading. But the reading we will be doing, of course, will be reading the Phantasmo story from um, the Funnies number 47, I believe. And then heading over, or wait, is it 47 or is it, let me just double check that. Yeah, Funny 47, the Phantasmal story in that. Then the Ellery Queen story from Crackerjack, Funny number 27. And then from Popular Comics number 55, we'll be hitting up Gangbusters. But of course, before we do get into all that, let me also show you guys some milestone issues that came out from Dell in August of 1940. Let me see here. Seems we So of course we have, as I said, we did have number 55 but we also have Gangbusters number 10. Now this is not the actual name of the series is Large Feature Comic Series 1. This is of course one of Dell, one of as some of the comic companies were trying to do at the time. This is one of their first attempts at a feature comic as opposed to an anthology.
Right.
Most of the titles, as you know, Apex, most of the titles we read are anthology titles where you get a little bit of everything. But if a particular character or feature gets popular enough, sometimes they will start to produce their own feature comic book, you know. And this is large feature content. This is more of a sampling type feature where they'll rotate features every month to kind of give you a taste of what a particular feature could be. So now the Gangbusters, of course, we'll be reading from is actually from Popular Comics, but there we go with that. Then then we also have, of course, Smiling Jack number 10. There's a bunch of comic strip reprints.
Mm,
67 pages right there. Smiling Jack number
mm.
10. Um, and then we have Mickey Mouse Magazine number 60. Um, 60th and final issue of this particular magazine. Now, here's the thing. I think this site had only recently added some of these Disney comics,
Yeah.
that Dell was doing. Now, you probably have heard me talk about this before a little bit, Apex.
Yeah.
Dell and eventually Golden Key were the companies that, and other companies would follow suit. But I think Dell was probably one of the first ones to do this. Actually, no, David McKay did it too with Popeye as well, Thimble Theater. But basically, the idea where they would take popular franchises from other media, radio, movie, television, all that, and make comic book adaptations out of them. I think Dell did a lot of the Disney stuff, like
Oh
here,
yeah, yeah.
you know. So and did it for many years. And then of course, whenever I've done my um, niche history segments, of course, I've seen a number of times we've had a number of different, like you have some Bugs, you'd have some Warner Brother Looney Tune, you'd have some Looney Tunes, Merry Melody comics, you'd have some you'd have some MGM cartoon comics. You had some Walter Lantz production comics. So that's basically where it all comes from. So you had the 10th issues of large feature series, number 10 from Smiling Jack, and then of course number 60 from the final issue for the Mickey Mouse magazine.
Huh.
So, with that being said, now that we got that part taken care of, let's go ahead. Let me just remind myself again. So, 47, 27, and 55. So, let me just go ahead and go to the site we will be reading from tonight. And of course, the first one we're going to be reading will be Phantasmo, a 10 pager from Funnies number 47. I think I must have hit the wrong one. I was looking for comic books, not comic strips. I guess they were giving me comic. Probably get later. They may have changed the order here. There we go. All right, and there we go. So now, share that. And again, friendly reminder to everybody before we get started here. Um, if you haven't already, you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here that we talk about or highlight grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. We'll try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. So here we go. Here's Funnies number 47. We'll be reading the Phantasma story. First off, Apex, did you want to do Phantasma or did you want to do narration for this one?
I'll do the narration, I believe. Let me see.
Yeah, we're going to also be doing Ellery Queen and Gangbusters as well. So,
Great.
all right. So you'll do the narration for this one. I'll do Phantasma for this one.
The Funnies, 10 cents September, number 47. Master of the World, Phantasmo. With John Carter, Speed Martin, Rex King of the Deep.
Yeah, I know Rex loves that. Loved that story that one time we read it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Namesake in there.
Yeah.
Here's another little thing they were doing. Little promo. You want to read? You want to try to read that off, or
25 cents. Oh, is it $25?
yeah,
$25
sure. Mm-hmm.
free? Oh, here you see three scrambled letters when put in proper order. They spell out the title of Popular Comics magazine. All you have to do is to be eligible for one of the 25 $1 prizes is to spell out the name of that magazine and use each initial to start off the name of the famous battle, a famous soldier, or a well-known weapon. For instance, A could stand for Achilles, a famous soldier, or Acre, a famous battle near the Crusades, etc. Send in your entries before September 15th to the address indicated on the coupon. Send the coupon to, and one, remember, neatness counts. There's the address here, and you send along the coupon.
All right.
Phantasmo, master of the world, possessed of superhuman powers which he devotes to the saving of human life and the punishment of evildoers. Phantasmo, master of space, mingles again with busy crowds of New York City in company with his young friend Wizard McGee.
Wizard McGee. That's a fun. Sounds like a fun name, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Uh,
Say, Phantasmo, I bet the police are still wondering how you saved that army officer who jumped from the Empire State Building.
probably they are, Wizard.
Flood, thousands homeless in Hudson River. The Hudson Valley. Gee whiz, that's where my folks are. Phantasmo, my mother and sister are visiting Uncle Ben's farm up the river. I've got to know if they're safe. I've got to go there.
We'll take this cab to the airport, Wizard. A
Gee,
plane's a plane's the only way you can reach the flooded district.
thanks.
And of course, you know that you had a lot of these partnerships with the adults and the young
Yeah,
kids, almost taking up almost like a mentor mentee
yeah,
kind of relationship there.
yeah, that's right. At the airport, Phantasmo makes all arrangements. I chartered a plane. It'll be an awfully expensive trip.
I'm taking care of all that, Wizard. I'm aboard. Are you sure you can spot the place where your mother and sister are staying, Wizard?
Yes, Uncle Ben's place is right near the river. The roofs are painted red.
Yeah. So Wizard's got an Uncle Ben, and so does Peter Parker.
Yeah, how about that?
The flood's pretty bad here, Wizard.
I know, and our farm isn't far from here. A few miles up the river, Wizard recognizes the black patch on a barn roof. Phantasmo, that's Uncle Ben's barn. The house is gone. They're all drowned, Mother and Sis and Aunt Martha.
We won't give up. We won't give up hope yet. Pilot, turn down turn downstream and fly low.
3 miles downstream, the plane's occupants see a house caught in the grip of a swift current. That house, floating with the current, and looks like Uncle Ben's.
Of course, isn't Uncle Ben's also like the name of a rice company or something like that too?
Yes. Yeah, it's a different one. Different Uncle Ben. Yeah.
Yep.
Excuse me. There's Sis and Mother, and oh, the house is turning over. Oh, we're tipping over.
You'll let me say my voice from the women tonight.
Yeah, I'll do the women. At that instant, a gleaming, transparent shape issues from the plane's cabin. The farmhouse is lifted in like a toy building.
Well, look at how big he grew.
Man, it's something else. Carried swiftly across the raging flood. Well, he's got some powers. And set down gently on dry land. His work of rescue done, Phantasmo re-enters his physical body. Phantasmo! A moment later, the cabin plane lands near the farmhouse. I can't believe it. It's a miracle. You know,
You, you folks wait there. I'll get a ladder.
Mother, sis,
Yeah.
it's Whizzer. Where did you drop from? Where did he drop from? As Phantasmo lingers behind his ear, catches a distant concussion.
Boom! Hmm.
An explosion. Is that
An
you?
explosion. An explosion. I wonder where.
Mm. Before Phantasmo's mental vision rises the picture of a bursting dam. Leaving his earthbound form, Phantasmo soars high into the air. On the wings of thought, Phantasmo flashes to the scene, the Ashokan Reservoir, which supplies much of New York City's water. Ashokan Dam. Oh, that's you.
Yeah. Ashokan Dam bombed by an airplane.
Flying after the plane, Phantasmo snatches the pilot from the cockpit.
Wow, that's got to be something. Look at that.
A giant? It isn't so. I'm going crazy.
Will you tell me who hired you to blow up that dam and add its water to the flood disaster?
I'll tell. Only let me live.
Yeah, being caught in a giant hand like that probably would scare
Wow.
anybody. Like, don't crush me, please don't crush me.
Wow. Yeah. There's a ring of big shots plan to overthrow the government. Their leader is flying another plane to torpedo the big Croton Dam and flood New York City. In a sudden rage, Phantasmo clenches his fist. Crunch!
Yeah, that
Wow.
pilot will probably never again, go back to the bad guys.
No.
Like, I don't want to get crushed by this guy
Reformed.
instantly.
Yeah.
Cowardly wreckers, but I'll let that one live.
50 miles away from the Ashokan, another fast plane is launching an aerial torpedo at Croton Dam. Just below the surface, a ton of deadly explosive speeds toward its target. If the dam blows up, thousands more will lose their lives. Manhattan streets will be underwater. On a bare chance that they can explode the torpedo before it strikes, the guards courageously stake their lives. Stand fast, boys! Aim at the torpedo nose! Swooping ahead, the destroyer's plane, machine guns, the police guards. Phantasmo arrives in time to witness the slaughter of the guards. At the last split second, he seizes the terrible missile.
That murderer shall not escape.
The pilot of the fleeing plane looks back. A human shape. It's catching up with me.
Wait till that human shape gets close and he realizes that the being that's chasing him is a giant.
Yes. Mm. Suddenly, Phantasmo's arm sweeps forward. A torpedo! He threw it at the plane! Croton Dam safe, but Phantasmo has another task to halt the flood crest raised by the waters from the Ashokan Reservoir. High in the air, he flies back to the Hudson Valley. Like a great tidal wave, he sees the new flood level rushing towards the sea. Phantasmo's powerful mind penetrates the earth and rock to reveal a vast underground water course, big enough to hold the Hudson River's surplus. Like uh
I'm just checking to. All
yeah,
right. Cool.
like a mighty projectile, Phantasmo plunges to the Hudson's age-old bed. His irresistible momentum drives the tunnel clear from the river above the earth to the river below. It's a lot of work. Yeah. The
But
flood,
I think he, considering his size and stuff, he's gonna make he's making it short work, right?
yeah, the flood water draining into the subterranean cavern sucks two riverboats toward its whirling vortex. Suddenly, at a wave of Phantasmo's hand, a steel net appears stretching between the doomed rivercraft and the whirlpool. Meanwhile, Wizard's relatives are trying anxiously to revive Phantasmo's body. Your poor friend, I'm afraid he's dead. Oh, he isn't, sis. He'll be all right soon. Oh, oh, the bright shadow. It's like a man. It's Phantasmo! Re-entering his natural body, Phantasmo becomes again Phil Anson, young man about town. You see, Mother? Mr. Anson has recovered. Oh, I'm so glad, but I can't understand what happened. You
Oh,
guys, you.
yeah. I'm glad you and your daughter are going to return with us in the plane, Mrs. McGee.
Yes, Mr. Anson, I know we'll enjoy the trip. Ooh, the river's gone away down. What happened?
The whirlpool's the answer. The water must be pouring into a great hole in the earth. They'll have to plug it when the flood is over.
Back at the airport, Phantasmo takes leave of the McGees. It's been it's been a day of strange experiences, Mr. Anson. I hope you'll call on us soon so we can talk them over.
Perhaps I will, Mrs. McGee.
Gee whiz, Phantasmo! I wish you'd tell me what really happened after you left us, will you?
Yes, the next time I see you, Wizard.
Don't miss the next great episode of Phantasmo in October.
Alrighty then. So now that we're done with that story, so of course, overall impressions of that story, Apex.
He's quite the rescuer, that Phantasmo. What great power of the mind can summon a 200-foot being of great ultimate power?
Hmm. Yeah. The only thing we didn't see or hear is the word nutchalk.
Okay.
You even know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
A nutchalk. That's a term Apache Chief uses in the Super Friends to grow big.
Oh, that. It's
A
been
nutchalk.
it's been like years since I've seen Super Friends. I haven't watched it in a long time.
They're on MeTV Tunes like a couple times a day, usually during the week.
I don't have cable, so that's okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, so all right. So that's the first story. So get ready to move on to the next one from Crackerjack Funnies. Let me just
Jack Funnies. Yes.
Crackerjack Funnies number 27. We'll be reading Ellery
I guess
Ellery
you
Queen.
could be the narrator, and I'll be the hero.
All right, we'll switch off there.
Yeah, da 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 da.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because when I first read the title of this, way back when I started reading this book, I thought it was Cracker Jack funnies. But then I had to take a double take and a closer look, and I realized no, it's actually Cracker Jack funnies.
Crack Jack. Right. Hmm. Sure.
Then we'll get to the Ellery Queen story here.
Oh, look at that.
Cracker Jack Funnies 10 Cents, September, number 27. Starring Ellery Queen,
Hmm.
Red Ryder,
Oh.
Crusoe's, Bob and Bill,
Hmm.
Don Winslow, Gabby Scoops, and Flying Fortress.
Ah.
Now, have you heard of Ellery Queen before?
I have. There's Ellery Queen magazine that I don't know if it's still in publication, but I remember getting being a subscriber when
That's
I was a
part of
teenager.
this
Yeah.
comic is part of the same franchise.
Yeah. So yeah, they had an Ellery Queen TV show starring Jim Hutton in the '70s.
Right.
That was a good one.
And I think they even had a radio program too. Like Ellery Queen was one of those multi-level, franchises that had, much like a few other projects out there.
Right.
The Adventures of Ellery Queen.
Well, Dad, this day in the country has certainly done us some good. You want to be Dad?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I was just trying to figure out that. Hmm. Surely has fresh air gets the cobwebs out of your brain. But I'm getting sleepy now. I'll be glad to get back to New York in my bed. Dratted a detour.
Just when we're anxious to get home. Oh well. I got you covered. Get out of the car.
Say, you can't get away with this.
His gun says he can, Dad. Is that me? No, Hillary's out of the car. That's you. No, wait, that's the driver. Okay. You bet it does. So neither you try any fast ones. Perish the thought.
If I never see you again, I'll.
Yeah.
Now, of course, when they, I think, granted, the Comics Code Authority hadn't been brought into effect yet, but the Hayes Code
Yeah.
was kind of brought, was around. The Hayes Code is applying to the, theaters, of course, the movies and stuff like that.
Sure.
So if they wanted to put some swear words in, they had to do it like that.
Yeah, that's right. It's been done many decades. Yeah.
Ellery leaps on the rear of the car as it whizzes by. Ellery! Ellery is dragged along as he starts slipping off the car. With superhuman effort, he pulls his
Tortured.
tortured body up until he is off the roadway. He pulled himself onto the back of the car there.
Wow.
What they were doing, yeah, that's kind of incredible, especially
Damn.
with the slant of that rear part of the car there.
Yeah,
I would
and
say with
so
that kind of a slant, it would be kind of like
hard to
difficult to be
grab.
able to like kind of pull yourself up onto it a bit.
My God, yeah. Wow.
After resting a moment, Ellery climbs up over the back. The thief, seeing Ellery in the mirror, turning turning and fires. But Ellery ducks back in time as he can't aim carefully. Yeah, I think it is kind of hard when you got one hand on the wheel and the other on your gun.
Yeah.
But because you're handling a gun now, granted, I know even though I haven't talked about this before, but I've heard this talked about quite a bit.
Mm,
The whole idea when you the proper use of a gun,
yeah.
you need both hands, not one.
You do.
The idea that you can shoot a gun accurately with only one hand is
That's like
kind of
movie.
a myth that
Yeah.
was done for comics
TV and movies. Yeah, exactly.
and I know you have a military background, so
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you know how to properly
Yeah.
hold a gun when you're firing it, right?
Yes.
You hold
Yes.
it with both hands.
We're
You hold it
trained.
basically like this,
You have to. Yeah.
you know. So
There's some
uh,
pullback too. Trust me.
yeah.
There is.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
trying to hold it
Yeah.
with one hand,
Hmm.
it would jar your hand
It's
as
been
you were shooting.
glamorized so many times, firing a firearm in the movies and TV, and yeah,
Yeah. I
story.
mean, I learned this back in high school when I took a class called Student of Law. Our
Yeah.
teacher was a deputy, and he explained to us that how we see it in movies is not actually the proper way to hold
No.
a gun.
No.
It's with two hands like this, basically.
Yeah. Exactly.
Um,
Okay, let's continue.
all right. As the thief has to look back at the road, Ellery grabs him, um, knocking his gun away.
Puff. Ooh. Ooh. Let me go, fool! We're gonna crash! Not until I polish your jaw with my fist. That does it.
The thief's body falls over the steer wheel. Ellery can't control the car as Ellery grabs the hand brake,
Oh.
but the car skids toward the edge. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Wow. Oh,
The car
wish I had
crashes
wish I
over.
had wings so the car could fly, but I don't think so. Oh man. Wow.
Quite a while later, one of the figures gets up. Um, it's the thief. Lies motionless. So
Wow.
now I'm gonna go back through here just so you can see the visual sequences here
Yeah.
of this because I'm
It's
so
nice
look. So you
visuals.
got the car on the road there,
Hmm.
and then you see him right there where he's knocking the thief out with the
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Going over the ravine there. Look at the wow.
I just figured it would be nice to revisit that scene right there.
Yeah, it is.
We're moving on.
Yeah. Hmm.
He looks around and gets his bearings and staggers toward the woods. Ellery recovers in time to see him disappearing into the brush. Finds a paper dropped from the thief's pocket, and I'm not going to even try to read.
Bill of sale. FDR Kane Carnival.
Yeah.
Eric something.
Well,
Okay.
that part could have
Yeah.
been read, but
Right.
the rest of it,
This is gibberish. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank heavens I didn't break any bones. I hope a car passes to pick me up.
Uh, there he is. He seems to be hurt. What
Oh, what? That's supposed to be me. What was that?
yeah.
What?
I
Yeah,
think I think they
what
cut.
the?
I think maybe because of how they painted it or
Yeah,
whatever,
that's weird.
or how they put it all together.
Oh, yeah. So
Like
you.
that arrow should have probably been. But the only thing is,
Oh,
then you would have had it crossing like this.
yeah, you would. That's kind of weird. All right. So you
What
asked me.
what happened, Ellery?
We went over the side of the road, Dad. He came to before I did and escaped into the woods. Let me give you and your dad a lift to the carnival. I work over there. We appreciate your help, Miss Kane, Emily Kane. My brother owns the carnival outside River. Is it Riverstown? He won't. For
I
long.
think I think it's
Jiverstown.
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 Maybe.
He won't for long though. The business is bad. He's selling out. Selling out, huh? Dad, that's just a buy for you. You always said you'd like to work in the open.
Just talk, Ellery. Talk. Can you see me taking ticket stubs? Huh?
I wish it were. People like you buying it. The man we've got is terrible.
Hmm. That girl, how old do you think she? Well, obviously, and I think even back in these days, you could be as young as 14 and be driving. I guess.
She could be maybe 17 or 18.
Yeah, I'm thinking she looks like she's probably late, like anywhere between 18 and 21, right there.
Something like that. Yeah. How do you mean? Ugly looking. I mean, and that horrible dog of his goes with him every place. Frank, my brother, and I hate to sell to him, but we must. Miss Kane, Miss Kane, we've been robbed. Your brother and that.
Hold on, hold Apex. Hold on a sec.
Okay,
Sounds
okay.
it sounds like you're getting a little choppy there.
Oh,
Might want to test your mic real quick.
hello. Got it. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
It just sounded like you were kind of going in and out a little bit, like you
All right. All
started
right. All
saying.
right. Shh. Okay. Miss Kane, Miss Kane, we've been robbed. Your brother and that new owner, Slovich, both gone. When, Joe? When? How did it happen? Don't know. I came into the money wagon. It was torn up. The money box was gone. Today's receipts and all your other money. Poor Frank. Just when he thought everything was settled, he was going to sign his bill of sale tonight. Let's take let's take a look at the money wagon. By all means, Miss Kane. Signs of a struggle. Hmm. What's this? A dog chain? That's the chain from Mr. Slovich's horrible dog.
No, don't tell me. We've got to look for a dog too.
Frank, thank goodness you're safe. I get you could be Frank.
Yeah. I never thought I'd see you again, Emily. It was awful. Slovich and I were sitting down to sign the bill of sale. He pulled a gun. We fought. He hit me over the head with the gun. I woke up in the woods back of here. I must have been unconscious a couple of hours.
Ah, seems as though Slovich was just playing you for a sucker, Kane. Made believe he was going to buy you out, then up and robs you of what little you have.
He certainly fooled me, showed me ten
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 thousand.
thousand dollars. Yeah, I wasn't sure 10,000 or 10 million because I was
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
see where exactly the
Right, right.
decimal was there. But anyways, 10,000 cold cash. He stole 2,000 from me. All the money Emily and I had in the world.
Ugh, what a bum. Let's see.
What a jerk.
Yeah. Ugh. Just our luck, Dad. Stranded miles away from New York, and it has to rain.
Where will we stay tonight?
If you don't mind sleeping in a tent, you could use mine. Or is that her? Or is that the brother? I don't know. Oh, if you don't mind sleeping in a tent. Oh, whatever. Thanks, Mr. Kane. But I'd like a cup of coffee before turning in.
Well, go over to the mess tent right away, Queen.
Not me. I'll hit. Oh,
Oh, I
that's you.
think that
Your
that
dad. That's to your
yeah.
dad. Yeah.
Not me. I'll hit the hay. Dead tired. Ellery, the tent. It's there. It's theirs. Oh, oh, okay. Oh. Ellery, the tent. It's theirs. Um, done. Gone. There's
Something
something queer in there.
queer. Queer? What do you mean, Dad?
Uh, I wasn't sure if it was the dad or if it was
It's Dad.
Frank.
It's
So
Dad. It's Dad.
yeah. Of course, and actually, you know what's kind of funny too? We
Yeah.
just read that out of order because I had seen the arrow too
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Right. Oh,
Uh,
geez. Oh, okay. I forgot about that panel. I
yeah,
don't know what we're going to do. I haven't enough money to move the
I
carnival in another town. Oh, that's you.
actually
Shit. Sorry.
that's Frank. That's
That's
Frank.
Frank. My bad.
Yeah. We're both getting a little mixed up here.
Uh, arrows are terrible. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know what we're going to do. I haven't enough money to move the carnival to another town.
I wouldn't worry too much, Mr. Kane. We'll get out an alarm first thing in the morning.
All right,
And
and I'm going to read this part again just to
okay,
get everything back into
sure.
Ellery, the tent. There's something queer in there.
Queer? What do you mean, Dad?
Okay, now we'll get back on track here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I heard sounds, um, moans, groans, and scratching. Um, too dark to see what it was. Seemed as though nothing was there. When I turned on the light, it was gone. Hmm.
Ghosts. I bet it was ghosts.
Don't be foolish, Joe. What have you found, Ellery?
I think I begin to see the light in this case. I want all of you except Dad to go back to the mess hall. Please. Dad, I know who Joe's ghost is. Now, also who stole the money and what happened to our friend Slovich.
Stop. Ellery knows at this point who stole the money and what happened to Slovich. Do you? Two clues solve this case. Look carefully. See if you can find them. Good luck to you.
Oh,
So that's kind of a nice little
wow.
participation. That might be. Oh wait, actually, no. I guess the story does go on here.
It
So
goes
I
on.
guess that's one of those kind of part way through the story. They're gonna kind of
Reveal.
engage.
Yeah, we'll find
Yeah.
out.
For what seemed Hours, Ellery, and Inspector Queen um, crouched in the dark, their eyes glued on a spot in the center of the floor. Suddenly,
Light.
where? Oh, holy smoke, a dog!
Yes, Dad. Slovich dog.
Wild with fear and hate, the dog leaps at Ellery. Ellery, protect your throat.
Ugh.
Ellery draws his gun and fires. The dog screeches in agony. Yeah, Peter would probably be having a fit knowing that he shot a dog.
Yeah, right. Ugh.
Frank, Emily, and Joe rush in to the tent after the guns report.
Oh, is that Bob? Is that or Frank? That's Frank.
Oh, yeah. What was that shot? What happened?
We've captured and I'm afraid killed Dad's mysterious ghost, Slovich's dog. And unless I'm mistaken, there's a terrible secret beneath these floorboards.
Joe, get a hammer and chisel right away. Hmm.
S-
What's under there, El?
you'll see in a moment, Dad.
Hold on. I'm trying to get a look at the panels here to kind of get an idea of where
Yeah.
everything's going. Because,
Okay, that's Hillary. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the pattern of the panels there so that.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. Just as I suspect. As I suspected, Slovich's body hidden under the floor of the tent.
I
How
think.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. How terrible! It's half eaten up with the lime. Ugh.
But who?
You, Frank. You killed Slovich, took his money, and then buried him under the floorboards of your tent and covered his body with lime so it wouldn't be discovered by the odor.
Hmm.
That's impossible. Slovich beat up Frank and robbed him. No, Miss Kane. Frank saw a chance of keeping the carnival and getting the money he needed by killing Slovich. He probably would have gotten away with it if he had taken the precaution to kill the dog for through instinct found his master's grave.
You can't prove it.
But I can. You see, I know that you are the man who stole my car and went over the cliff with me. This paper fell out of your pocket. The signed bill of sale. You told us you had not signed. Second, your better condition further proved that you were with me.
All right, all right. I admit it. I just couldn't bear the thought of losing the carnival. Hmm. Why did you steal our car?
Oh, that's you.
Oh,
That's
I I'm about the same size as Slovich. Slovich was. I figured that if I kept my face covered, it would be reported that he had escaped. Then I would have been in the clear. Read next month's issue of Crackerjack Funnies for the next thrilling adventures of Ellery Queen.
oh,
All right. So overall impressions of that story, Apex.
it's a nice detective story there. Little clues in the panels, and I guess I got what Ellery was thinking after all how he explained it. That was very nice.
All right, so we got one more story we're going to hit upon here. It'll be a 6-pager, Game Busters,
Ooh.
From Popular Comics number 55.
Okay. I'll
Actually,
narrate.
yeah. Um, but actually, even before we do that, once I get there, I'm going to need to step away from the computer anyways for a moment.
Sure, go
Yeah,
ahead.
But let me at least get us to that the comic itself, and then while I'm gone, of course, if you want to chit chat with the chat, see if you got the shtick, right?
I found this one title called The Rifleman. I didn't know that was a 40s comic title, by the way.
Oh, did you see it in there?
I saw it in there. It says The Rifleman on it. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I was thinking, was that the TV show? Was it based on that? I'm like, I didn't know it would be a comic book story from like the 40s. That's crazy. I'll have to look into
Well,
it.
it may be more like from the 50s or
Well, yeah, this is like the 40, right? This is 1940.
well, the books that we're reading are from 1940s, but
Oh,
but I think a lot of the books in here are from anywhere from the 30s through the 50s.
okay, that's right.
So
That could be it.
it's possible. So
Hmm,
anyway, I'm going to go off camera here for a moment. I'll be right back if you want to talk to the
nice.
chat. While
Very cool. Oh, how about that? Some 40s action, ladies and gentlemen. And I have FemBet Volume 1 on sale at fundmycomic.com. Check it out. I'll be fulfilling around late fall. Have enough time to actually get everything together and organize and, you know, get into that. Crowdfunding's, that's a lot of work. This is for one guy to do it. But yeah, it must get done and fulfilled. So be happy to do that. Celebrating 30 inconsistent years of self-publishing. Still at it. I plan to, with my very first book I have as Executor slash Femme Fatale #1. It's a flip book. You have Executor on one side, Femme Fatale on the other side, and it goes on from there. I did 2 issues of that. I'll wait for the 3rd issue, but the 3rd issue never came out. I didn't have time to put it together, and plus I had some other interests and different characters I created. So the history will be revealed as I make videos on that on my channel. Subscribe to Apex Comics on YouTube, and you'll catch some more videos. It'll be a fun time. But yeah, I'm digging all this detective stuff, these pulps, the popular comics. I would like to see movie serials come back to the theaters one of these days. I mean, that could happen. 12 episode serial that hasn't been done since, I don't know, was it the early 50s? I don't know when they quit doing serials, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to have people come back to the movie theaters and catch one or two, however that happens. But since we have all this streaming services, you have the Netflix and Paramount Plus and others and Tubi, et cetera, et cetera. You know, no telling when movie serials will come back. It'll be fun to actually see those again. Anyway,
speaking on Paramount for a moment, not that we usually cover a whole lot of like mainstream TV stuff on
right.
there. So but did you hear about the sale that just went down?
Yeah, I heard about that. The Ellisons bought Warner Brothers, so I've heard, and especially the IPs, like the DC Comics IPs,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
Paramount did that.
So I
There,
hope.
there had been a lot of discussion over it because people, like particularly some of the people at like in the Warner Brothers family, were worried that because they didn't want Paramount doing it because Paramount was more Trump friendly.
Well, yeah,
So
the Elsons are, they're very Trump friendly.
yeah.
And so I'm hoping to get the right people on the right projects, the edge a lot of the wokeness out from Warner Brothers and all the other,
Mhm.
and especially the comics too. If we could, they can
Well,
get real.
I've heard there's a lot of stuff going on at CNN right now too, because CNN
Yeah,
is
they're,
worried
they're
as
freaked
well.
out. They're freaked out. They are.
Um,
But I think a good thing will come. I'm hoping out of this sale that we can get real stories and movies again, and real stories on TV. Get all this nonsense, this woke nonsense out from pop culture altogether. Just
mhm.
get back to just good, fun stories, great visuals, and everyone can enjoy it. That's what I like.
All right. So you said you want to do the narration this
Yes.
time?
Popular Comics, 10 cents, September number 55. Masked Pilot, Hurricane Kids, Wally Williams, Martin, The Marvel Man, The Voice, featuring Gangbusters.
Which will be the feature we'll be looking at tonight.
Yeah.
Now, with such a name, you
Aha.
want to hazard a guess at what type of story that's going to be?
Oh, it could be, I'm not sure. It could be a mafia kind of thing, or we'll find out. I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Oh, there it is.
Gangbusters, based on Phillips H. Lord's all famous radio feature. Late one night, a gray touring car pulls up at the Jane's filling station.
Give me 5 gallons, brother. Okay, mister. Nice night, isn't it? I'll get your change. Never mind the change, partner. Huh? Say what? What is this? I mean business. Get in there and give me all your cash or your dough.
As the holdup car roars away.
Nice going, Rusty.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad. Oh, go ahead. I'm
Nice
sorry.
going, Rusty.
Not bad, Joe. That sap had $60 in his jeans.
Uh, back, yeah. Back in the city, two rookie patrolmen are painting safety zones at an intersection. Looks
Look,
pretty. Oh, go
uh,
ahead.
looks pretty good, Bauer.
Yeah, this ought to cut down the accidents at this corner. The gray touring car roars out of the night. Look out! Here comes a car!
Say, that bird's traveling.
Hey!
We'll have to we'll have to take, we'll have to book that fella for reckless driving.
Didn't you see that stop sign and the red lanterns?
No, sir.
A driver like that needs an education, Mike. Take them up to the station.
Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes.
It was just an accident, officer. Why not forget it?
Nothing doing, Mister. This is my first arrest, and I'm taking my job seriously.
Okay, punk. Blam! It's your last arrest, too. You asked for it. The car pulls up on a dark street. That's it, Rusty. Dump him out there. He's done for.
He he had it. He had it. He had it coming to him.
20 minutes later, Mr. and Mrs. Edwin Asher are driving home. Look, Ed, a light flashing there in the ditch.
It looked like a man with a flashlight. Were you hit by a car? No, no. I've been shot. Get me to a hospital.
Chief John Winston visits Bauer in the hospital. He's
She
in bad shape,
uh,
Chief. Shouldn't even talk.
want to talk. Redhead man, driving dark-haired man, shot me. Get number from. Just give me a second. Something just popped up here real quick. Take care of. Alright. Got that taken care of. So, anyways.
He's gone, Chief. He didn't have a chance. Winston visits the spot where Bauer was found. What do you expect to find here, Chief?
Yeah, you never can tell. You never can tell. Say, look at this. A number written on the dust. Number written in the dust. Not once, but twice.
Yeah, 64552. What do you make of that?
Ryan, that's the license number of the killer's car.
Good night. That's what Bauer was trying to tell you when he died. He was clever enough to scratch it in the sand. Back at the headquarters,
I want the owner of license number 64552.
why that car was reported stolen several days ago by Dr. Warburton. Winston interviews the victim of the gas station holdup.
It was a gray touring car, or a gray Victory touring car. That's the car. That's the car, all right. Bauer's rookie pal verified the information. We've got to find that car.
Next day, the deserted car is found.
This is it. All right. That should be you, I guess.
Oh, odd. This is it. All right, Chief.
Without a doubt. Look, here on the floor, Bauer's badge.
Police canvass the entire community at last. Yeah, I rented my garage to two men with gray car. One man, he got a red haired, other man talk with accent.
Uh, and you haven't been, you haven't seen them since. Okay, Mister Pacelli.
John Winston pulls all the rogues gallery redheads from the file.
Okay, now before we continue on, so what for those who may not know Apex, what is a rogues gallery?
That would be like a villains gallery of bad men, bad people,
Correct.
criminals. Yeah.
Do you recognize any of these men, Mister James? Mister James.
This one, he's the man who held me up, Rusty Hall.
I guess that was a gas station attendant. Oops.
Well, that was a guest house. Oh, whatever. Yeah. Winston rushes to Hall's home.
Uh, you're Rusty Hall's wife.
Yeah, sorry to say he deserted me and the kids for some dame named Mabel. I don't know her last name. A search begins for Mabel. At last, a speakeasy proprietor brings some news.
Hmm. I got this wire asking me to bend
Send.
50 to send $50 to Springfield. It's signed Mabel. And you say Rusty Hall used to hang around here a lot?
Winston rushes to the telegraph office at Springfield.
We'll watch anyone we'll watch anyone who calls here to collect the money.
Here's somebody now, but it's just a woman and a little girl. Look, they left quickly when they saw us.
That's the woman who was with the man who sent the telegram.
There, there they are, Chief, getting into that coupe.
Into the car, quick, Ryan. We'll tail them.
Ah. After a wild chase, Rusty Hall leaps from the coupe. Rusty, what about me? Rusty, what about me and the kid?
That's your hard luck. I'm scramming.
But but John Winston moves fast.
No, you don't, Hall. I'm arresting you for murder. You got nothing on me, copper.
Rusty Hall refuses to talk.
Why why did you run away if you didn't kill Bauer? I ain't talking, see.
Okay.
Yeah, but even that, well, back this is
Yeah,
still well before Miranda, though.
of course. Right. Winston turns his attention to the woman named Mabel.
Yeah, if Rusty's pal fired the shot, it might go easier on Rusty.
Maybe Joe did it. Mabel refuses to divulge any more information.
She let his first name slip, but then she closed up.
I'll advise the whole force, Chief. At least we know the killer's first name is Joe. Ah, the very next day. That be you or his character? What?
Actually, no, I think that first guy is you right there.
Oh, is it?
Kind
Okay.
of,
The one dark hair? Okay.
yeah.
Ambulance call to 1214 6th Street. An attempted suicide.
What? Another one? We'll get there right away.
At the 6th Street address, he's one of my roomers. Tried to kill himself, but I guess he's all right now.
We'll take care of him, lady. Actually, it is kind of hard to tell if that's an old lady or old man because the way she's
Yeah,
got her hand,
yeah.
you're wondering if she's got if they happen to have like maybe a little scruff on the chin, if you get what
Well,
I mean.
well, look at her dress too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say, haven't I seen you somewhere? Did you ever play baseball?
Yeah, little. I used to play against you. What's your name again?
Oh wait, that was me.
Is it
'Cause
you? Oh, it's
yeah,
you. Okay. Sorry.
I used to play against you. What's your name again?
Joe Klein. Instead of the hospital, the ambulance rushes to headquarters. Chief, this fellow says his name is Klein, but it isn't. He talks with an accent and he.
he answers the answers the description of the wanted man. Let's take his fingerprints.
Uh,
So, so you're really Joe Prince, ex-convict and reformatory pal of Rusty Hall?
so what? You got nothing on me.
Hall says you killed Officer Bauer, and he's putting you right on the hot seat.
Why, that squealing rat! Winston has Hall and Prince brought together.
We'll listen to the conversation over this speaker. I left the switch open in the other room. Now, mind you, at this point in time, because remember, this is 1940.
Right.
So this at that time was, I believe, still legal.
Okay. Yeah.
But but
Hmm.
about 19 years later, in 1959,
Yeah.
it would become illegal because that that'd be called entrapment right there.
Yeah. That would
That
be.
that
Yeah.
would fall under Miranda.
Right.
You
Hmm.
know.
Yeah. Right. Hall and Prince come face to face. You yellow rat! You know it was you that held up that gas station.
Yeah, but you fired the shot that killed that cop.
You nudged me with your foot as a signal to shoot him. I'll murder you for this.
He just outright said he was gonna murder him.
Wow.
There's another charge, attempted murder.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, boys. I think we've heard enough. You can save yourselves a lot of trouble by making a complete confession.
A month later, the two former pals go to trial.
Liar, liar.
Double crosser!
Like the behind bars there.
Yeah. Hall gets life imprisonment, and Prince meets an even worse fate.
Well, Hall, your pal paid his penance at midnight in the your pal paid his penance at midnight in the electric chair. Crime does not pay. It's funny that he says that because I think I was reading recently. I was reminded of this. I've seen. I think there actually is a comic title. I think from the 50s.
Yeah, crime does not pay. Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
you said it, and I've got the rest of my life to think that over.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. So I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So overall impressions of that story.
Wow, that's quite a crime buster tale. Yeah, yeah, it's a good one. That's about it.
Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking we'd be finished this quick, so I didn't pick another story to
That's fine.
read. But I
Yeah,
guess we can spend some time just. Well, there's still some stuff to do even before we even get to the
right,
obviously, and we can just spend a little bit more time than usual. We don't. It doesn't have to be super quick.
right.
Um. Alrighty then. So overall impressions of that story.
It's quite the good one. You can't trust. You don't have never have friends in the criminal underworld because they will turn on you. I guess that's the lesson of the story.
Well, I mean,
And crime does not pay.
it reminds me of an old saying, right?
Mm.
You know what that old saying is?
Oh, what is it?
There's no honor,
There's no honor in thieves. Yeah,
right, or among thieves.
no honor
Right
among
now,
thieves.
I
Right.
ran there a little bit more than thieves here, but we get the gist of it.
Right.
Um, there's no real honor in, but then there's no honor in crime to begin with, right?
That's very true. Yes.
Um, all right. Well, we've talked about each story individually, so I guess we can now go ahead and get to the next part, which is, of course, the overall feel of them. So we read three stories tonight. Couple like crime buster type story, a couple crime noir type stories, and a superhero story.
Hmm.
So, first question here: of the three stories that we read tonight, Apex,
Yeah.
which one did you like the most,
Mhm.
and why?
I seem to like the Ellery Queen one because there's certain clues in the feature that you have to really look over and kind of read again and see the details. It,
Mm-hmm.
it, it, it tends to actually exercise your brain through watching the visuals and seeing the explanations of each of the balloons as each character was representing. And
Mm-hmm.
it tends to initially think of what could happen, what's going on in the tale. And of course, Ellery picked it up before anyone else. They were thinking, wow, how did he solve it? And then he explains further through the story. And we're like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. So Ellery Queen was the best one. I don't know about the worst one. I really, all three of them were good.
Wait. Let's just because I
Yeah,
want to say something
yeah, yeah.
on just what you just said before you start answering the next question. There, you
Right.
jumped ahead there a little bit, but
Sure,
you
sure.
know, one of the things when you point out there about the idea of kind of engaging the audience and trying, getting them to try to reflect upon the clues and all that.
Hmm.
That was a classic key mark here, and we've talked about this before too, right? And we
Yeah.
even saw it early on when we were reading some of the, you know, precursor stuff,
Hmm.
where you know, um, where they did encourage a lot of participation. We see a lot of this stuff in a lot of comics where,
Right.
I know like in DC, for example, there was like Junior Federal Men,
Hmm.
the Junior Federal Men Club, where the kids send in the coupons or whatever and join the Junior Federal Men, which was basically the junior version of the Federal Men that was featured with Steve Carson in Adventure Comics. They'd seen like the Minutemen of America with Our Man.
Hmm.
So, and we've seen a lot of this stuff though, where they would often encourage participation. As I've said before too, these comics back in these times were a little bit more reflective of what we would see in the highlight magazines, right?
Yeah.
In our time frame,
Hmm.
right? Where you'd have some comics, you'd have some articles, you'd have some games, you'd have all kinds of little stuff to engage you throughout. So yeah, so basically Ellery Queen though was the one that you felt you liked the most or made the best impression, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, now of the two remaining stories,
Yeah.
which one made the least impression,
Mm.
or you liked the least, and why?
Well, that's really hard to choose between Phantasmo and Gangbusters. Actually, I like Phantasmo because I get to read the little kid, the voice there, and he's all
Mhm.
bewildered and like, oh, gee whiz, and I really got into that character. So I like the Phantasmo. The Gangbusters, uh, it's like somewhat confusing. You don't know who's talking or what. What's between the lines, but they're both fairly good tales. I like Phantasmo the second best, and Gangbusters the third best
But
because
it almost sounds like you pick Gangbusters as the one that made the least impression,
yeah,
or that you like the least, based
yeah,
more on. It's almost more by default there.
yeah, yeah,
They're all more or less equally good, but it's
sure,
always it's always good to just figure out like
yeah. I got I
what.
got into Phantasmo, and then Gangbusters like okay, it's just another crime tale in a way of uh, no honor among thieves and this and that, and yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. So, and we discovered, of course, they were talking about crime does not pay. Um,
yeah,
it's kind of funny. We still hadn't even got to the Comics Code Authority yet here.
right,
Obviously, it's still early on in the days of comics, and yet they still had a decent amount of respect for the police even at this point in time. Yeah.
yes,
Um, so it's kind of funny because I was reading an article the other day, part of my newscast, the article that Bleeding Fool had done,
hmm
where the author was talking about like some of the genres that you don't really see a whole lot anymore. You
yeah,
know, you see them more now in the independent side, but not by the main two. Main
no,
two have just been sticking just strictly to like um, superhero comics.
yeah,
But if as you've been on here enough times to where you know that back in the golden age, they'd mix up the stories quite a bit.
yeah,
You had your superhero stories, you had your mystery men stories as they sometimes call them. But
right,
you also had like crime noir, like we read tonight. You had
yeah,
westerns. You had humor. You had slice of life. You had you even had romance story comics.
oh sure,
you know,
hmm
Now granted they started coming more and more in the like late 40s, early 50s,
yeah,
you know. Um, but yeah, you had the romance comics that were geared more towards girls. And it's funny because you know, here in the golden age of 30s and 40s, whether you're talking about movies, cartoon shorts, comics, you know, even though today most people when you say comic, most
yeah,
people when you're talking about comic books, people just tend to think, oh, they're made for kids.
yeah.
But
That's unfortunate, it really
as
is.
as we've seen as we've
hmm
been going through this retrospect, right?
Yeah,
You know, do you have elements in there that could apply to both adults and kids? And I've been watching a lot of the older like the Golden Age comics and Golden Age cartoons in
right,
order the
hmm
last few months here,
yeah,
and they say a lot of the same things that a lot of those cartoons in like the 30s and 40s,
hmm
right?
yeah,
You know, there are things in there like that can appeal to kids, but there's also things in there that can appeal to adults too.
exactly. Yeah, you can.
You know, um, so yeah. So let's see, 128. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but you see more of those genres like yours is kind of a superhero slash horror type comic, I'd say, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Finbat Volume One, and let me see if I can. I'm gonna have to get with the organizer of Finbat. Yeah, the visuals aren't coming up, so I got to talk to the administrator of the Fund My Comics, see what's going on with it. And there's no visuals popping up on my on my campaign. I don't know why. It's just weird.
Hmm.
So I have to get with whoever. Uh, uh,
Yeah,
it's
like
weird.
I know like Mike Barrett has Bronze Star that he's been doing, and that's a
Yeah,
western,
yeah,
you know. So, but we see it more in the independents um where you are getting more of the genres, more of the different genres. They're not just superhero, not as superhero. You can tell a good story with just about any genre.
you can.
You just have to have the idea and and the drive to bring that idea forward, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because one of the other articles I was reading recently too, talked about how manga is somewhat taking over here in America, mangas are actually, in fact, I think Jim Lee, the guy from DC, he was talking about it how manga, are becoming more popular here in the states than Western comics, and he was pointing out a lot of that has to do with the fact that manga again tends to vary the the genres. You do see, you do have some like hero, and but you also have historic mangas. You have slice of life mangas.
Right.
Probably one of the more popular genre types, even though it really kind of gets hammered by the woke crowd a lot, are the harem comics. Those are fun. The harem manga and harem anime. Those are fun reads and watches. Just some of the zaniness that comes out of that. One of the common tropes in a manga, right? When you
Yeah.
particularly in the harem manga,
Hmm.
is the old walk in on somebody in the bathroom bit.
All right.
When you have if you have let's say if you have somebody who's taking a bath, a member of the opposite sex, not even thinking to knock or anything, just
Right.
walks in and go, "Oops."
Of course.
So it's just some
Yeah.
funny stuff like that. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, so let's see. I'm just trying to stretch out the time as much as I can. It's like,
Yeah. I kind of like to cut it short too. Yeah.
all right, well, yeah. I mean, the only reason I picked three stories was because, as I said, I didn't know it was going to take. I thought
Right.
we might have been talking, but all right. So I guess I'll just go ahead then and
Give it
move
to you.
on to this day in niche history, or this
Right.
weekend in niche
Mhm.
history. Let me just check some things here. 2001, February 20th, 2001, March 1st, 2021, um, March 1st, 1956, and February 28th, 2021. So, all right. So, first off, we're going to go back to yesterday. Is on 25 years ago yesterday. So, I bring it up here. 25 years ago yesterday. 25 years ago yesterday, the 105th issue of Spawn from Image Comics went on sale on yesterday's date 25 years ago.
Wow.
Sold for $2.50,
Yeah.
uh, 32 pages, and that particular series is still running to this day, by the way.
Oh my gosh, it is. Yeah, going
And,
strong.
well, it started all the way back in 1992, so think about it. That
Yeah.
series,
I had the very
that series right there has been running for 34 years here.
Yep, I have pretty much a lot of the earlier ones and some the later ones as well. Some of them in betweens I don't have, but
Right.
I have pretty much most of them.
Yeah. Well, in this issue, it was part one of the Retribution Overdrive storyline,
Mm,
as written by Steve Niles, plotted by Todd McFarlane, penciled by Angel Medina, inked by Danny K. Miki and Victor Olazaba,
hmm.
lettered by Tom Orch or
Or,
Orzechowski,
yeah, Orzakowski. Yeah.
Orzechowski,
Hmm.
um, and colored by Brian Haberlin and Dan Kemp.
Right.
So that was 25 years ago yesterday.
Yeah.
Now moving on to 5 years ago yesterday. As soon as I, of course, clear this out and then pull the other thing up here. Um, 5 years ago, 5 years ago yesterday, in 2021, Toei Animation's Tropical Rouge Pretty Cure premiered on Japanese television on yesterday's date 5 years ago. So 5 years ago yesterday, Toei Animation's manga Tropical Rose Pretty Cure, part of the Pretty Cure franchise, um, premiered on yesterday's date 5 years ago. 5 years ago. So Tropical Rouge, um, Pretty Cure is a Japanese magical girl anime television series. Magical girl, that's another genre in the manga scene, manga and anime scene.
Right.
Produced by Toei Animation, it is the 18th installment in the Pretty Cure franchise and is directed by Yutaka Tsuchida and written by Masahiro Yokotani. The series premiered on ANN on February 28, 2021, succeeding Healing Good Pretty Cure's time slot. It was succeeded by Delicious Party Pretty Cure on February 6, 2022. All right, so there we go with that one. Now, moving ahead to today's date. As the first thing I would like to do in regards to today, I'd actually like to wish a happy 70th birthday to actor Tim Daly.
Oh.
Now, the reason, of course, we're highlighting Tim Daly here, of course, is Tim Daly would be in the 90s would become the voice of Superman, as well as Bizarro in much of the Bruce Timm DCAU.
Oh,
He
yeah.
voiced Superman in Superman the Animated Series and in the following movies, including Superman Brainiac Attacks, Superman Batman Public Enemies, Superman Batman Apocalypse, Justice League Doom, as well as Bizarro in Superman the Animated Series. And then he also provided the voice of Tatsuo Kusakabe in My Neighbor Totoro. So
Wow.
happy 70th birthday to actor
Tim Daly.
Tim Daly.
Happy birthday. Yeah, March 7th is Bryan Cranston, American actor, filmmaker. Yeah. So it's the 7th of March.
I'm not as familiar with his work myself, but
yeah, Breaking Bad. He was Walter White, and
I've never seen Breaking Bad, and
it's really
based on what I heard from one of its recent actors, I don't think I'll ever. Not that it ever had my interest to begin with.
Oh, you actually,
that guy who made those comments recently, he turned me off from it even further. So.
Oh, okay, right.
You know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about?
No, you talking about the creator of Breaking Bad?
One of the guys from I don't know if it was the creator or one of the actors on it. He was a Hispanic named actor who basically was saying he was basically calling for revolution.
Oh, really? He's just a bad apple in the production. Really, you have one bad apple that really makes the production look bad. But actually, it's a great show, and watch it or not, I've watched all 5 seasons. I really enjoy it.
When it comes to, for the most part, when it comes to modern stuff.
Yeah.
I really have no interest.
I get it, but this is like
and I know Breaking Bad's been kind of out for a few years now.
It's been out 2008 to 2013, 5 seasons of it. So it's actually
but basically everything from like the mid 2000s on, I just have never really gotten into it.
No, I get it. Okay. Anyway, what else is going on?
All right, so. And also on this date, 5 years ago in 2021. So I pull that up. This, I think, was during the time of the pandemic. In fact, a little bit. Might have still been doing the shows with the TV wall or whatever. But the March 1st, 2021 edition of Monday Night Raw held an event at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, on this date back in 2021. The main event saw Bobby Lashley defeat The Miz in a lumberjack match to win the WWE Championship. In six-man tag action, Riddle, as in Matt Riddle, teamed with the Lucha House Party of Lean Sin Dorado and Gran Metalik to defeat the group known as retribution of Slapjack, T-Bar, and Mace, who had Regni and Mustafa Ali in their corner. Let's see. Bobby Lashley had won a match by counter earlier in a match as Miz retained the title. That's probably why they had him win it at the end of the night. And then the Hurt Business of Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin retained the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships over Braun Strowman and Adam Pearce. Kind of funny, Adam Pearce is now the general manager of Raw now, 5 years later. Shane McMahon in their corner. And then the show opened up with Drew McIntyre defeating Sheamus in 22 minutes, 50 seconds. So with all that being said, hour 40, so a little short of what I usually like to do, but probably try to figure out how to get the time out to evens as time goes on.
Yeah.
But with that, I do thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
And before we go, I'm going to give you one last shot here, Apex.
Yeah. There's I've noticed my campaign visuals won't come up on my campaign, so I have to contact the administrator of Fund My Comic and see what's going on. And somehow I can't get back to my campaign list, so I have to straighten things out on Fund My Comic and see what's happening, and try to get that all squared away.
Yeah, but the link is here if you guys want to go check out his
So
project. So you want, aside from that little maintenance issue there, you want to do one last little pitch before we sign off?
I may be on Good Morning Comicsgate with Katie Dids. I may be on there tomorrow, or more like if I'm not on there tomorrow, I'll be on there Friday on Good Morning Comicsgate. That's 9:45 a.m. Eastern, 8:45 Central Time. So
6:40 Pacific. I'm still usually asleep.
Right. You'll be asleep.
Or if I am, I'm just barely getting up.
Yeah. And other than that, I'll be putting up possibly a couple of videos on my channel. So take a look out for those.
And then you did tell us a little bit about the Rex Hex and Apex show. What's going on with that? Are we going to see any Apex After Dark?
I'm not sure. I've been really busy with door dashing and stuff. I'm trying to make ends meet, trying to pay some bills here and there, and get some debts squared away, of course. So it'll be a while. I'll pop in on a live stream, one of my own sometime, one of those impromptu live streams, and see what kind of audience I'll get.
Yeah. Well, if I'm in the mood, I'll try to drop in once in a while too.
Sure. But as soon as Rex's computer is squared away, make sure it's functioning correctly, we'll see if we can get Apex After Dark back in motion.
Well, don't you mean Rex, Hex, and Apex? Because you don't need Rex's computer.
No. Rex is my co-host on Apex After Dark. He's usually my co-host. That's why. And then, in April, it'll be on Hex Allen's channel, which is Quantum Comics channel.
And of course, also in April the 5th, I'll put you down for that, that date. So, all right. Well, with that, I thank everybody for being here tonight. And I hope everybody enjoyed the show. And we'll be back here with Niche News tomorrow. And next Sunday, I believe I will be joined by Metal, I believe, next Sunday. I'll have to double check that, though. But with that, I thank everybody for being here, and I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.